Ladies and gentlemen, it's your man Gamecock Chuck back with you on this Thursday afternoon, September 2nd, 2021. 2 days away from some big-time college football games kicking off. Hey, before we get started, I need you to subscribe, hit the notification button, like, share, and comment on this video. Let me know what you think. Today we're going to be previewing and predicting the number 5 Georgia Bulldogs versus the number 3 or number 2, depends on which polls you're looking at, Clemson Tigers. You know, Clemson is a 3-point favor and have a 69% chance, according to ESPN Football Power Index, to win the game. But, you know, who knows? It's a big-time game, big-time matchup between two playoff contenders early in the year. So basically whoever wins this has a leg up on everybody else as far as getting to the playoffs. I think, you know, if you look at it, Clemson has probably the best shot of getting to the playoffs if they can get past this game, because basically, you know, everybody knows the ACC, there's a big gap of talent and skills between Clemson and the rest of the ACC. So, you know, if they win, it's pretty much guaranteed a playoff spot. Georgia wins, you know, it'll be a signature win for them, but they also have other games in their season that they're gonna have to navigate through as well. But this will give them a big time win and give them a good chance of making it to the playoffs. Get started. We're gonna talk about. We'll give you some information about Georgia. You know, on returning, they got 14 starters returning. Most of them are on the offensive side of the ball. You know, you got JT Daniels. This should be his full year of starting quarterback, as long as he stays healthy. You know, he'll be commanding the offense. Last year he threw for 1,231 yards, had 10 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And I think he completed like 67.3% of his passes. So it's a pretty efficient quarterback. Very good under pressure. Yeah, I mean, he's just an overall talented quarterback, I think. Behind him, you got Zamir White, you know, toting the rock. He had almost 800 yards and 11 touchdowns. And getting third down situation, they can bring in James Cook out of the backfield. He's an explosive running back as well. For wide receivers, that is one of the question marks to me as far as when I look at Georgia. You know, George Pickens was supposed to be, or he is a good wide receiver, but he is injured right now. So he will not be playing in the game. And they also, I think they also counted on Eric Gilbert to come in from LSU, transfer in from LSU, and, you know, contribute to the team. But I think he's dealing with some personal issues right now, so he's going to be out. He won't be with the team. So to me, that speaks that maybe there's some question marks on wide receiver, or maybe I just haven't paid a whole lot of attention to Georgia's wide receiver. So if I'm wrong, hey, I'll know by the time the game starts. So. As far as the offensive line, Georgia is solid on the left side. You know, their two the left guard and the left tackle combined had a total of like 19 starts last year. So they're very experienced on the left side. The right side, you got a guy, Warren McClendon, for right tackle. Warren McClendon, the right tackle. He had 9 starts last year. So I think the right side may be a little suspect as far as protection, but, you know, overall Georgia has a pretty solid offensive line. Defense is anchored by Jordan Davis, the nose guard, and he's had 19 career starts at Georgia, I believe it is. So he's pretty solid up front to plug the hole for the running backs to make them bounce it outside. But if you bounce it outside, they got to worry about Devontae Wyatt, big defensive tackle. He's a big run stopper who can get in the backfield, disrupt plays. I mean, he's a big guy. So if you bounce it, you better bounce it the other way, because he's a run stopper. Linebacker plays are pretty solid at linebacker. They got Nakobe Dean. He led the team last year in tackles. He had 71 tackles, 13 quarterback pressures, and a sack and a half last year. So, you know, linebacker play is pretty solid. Secondary is led by Chris Smith and Lewis Klein for safeties. They're safeties. And they also added in all season via transfer portal De'Arian Kendrick from Clemson. So, you know, he's going to be chomping at the bit to get out there and play against his old teammates and in front of a lot of people that he knows. So he's going to be looking forward to getting out there and try to help Georgia get a win here. Now, if you look at Clemson's side of it, you know, Clemson's strength is basically their defense. You know, they returned 9 out of their 11 starters from last year's team. Miles Murphy, Brian Brisset, Tyler Davis, which is out. From what I heard, he's out with COVID. KJ Henry on the D-line. Linebackers, they got a very good linebacker, James Skalski. He on the back end, as far as the DBs and secondary, you know, you got Nolan Turner, Landon Sanders. You know, a lot of talent back there. They're very talented, very deep, very experienced. They recruit well, coached by Brett Venables. You know, he's a hell of a defensive coordinator. So, you know, defense is their strength, I think. Now, if you look at their offense side of the ball, you know, coached by Tony Elliott. You know, if you think about it, both him, Tony Elliott, and Brett Venables have been offered numerous head coaching positions. But, you know, why would you give up, you know, coaching a heck of a defense, a heck of offense at Clemson to go, you know, take on another program and have to rebuild? I think they're pretty smart by staying there at Clemson. They got it pretty set right there. So, but like I said, offense, they got DJ Uiagalelei, who replaced Trevor Lawrence. You know, talented quarterback there. You know, he has experience. He's talented. But I think if Georgia's defense get in the backfield, it might shake him up a little bit, it might rattle him. But I think he has enough experience, enough talent to manage the game for him. When you look at a running back room for Clemson, you got Lynn J. Dixon. You know, he had to take over for Travis Etienne this year. And along with him, you got that freshman sensation that everybody's talking about, Will Shipley, kind of comparing him to a Christian McCaffrey from the Panthers. Everybody's kind of comparing him to McCaffrey. So, but we shall see how he does. You know, from the wide receiver standpoint, you got Justin Ross, Joseph Nagata, Frank Ladson. You know, like I said, they're very deep all over the board. Clemson recruits so well every year. You know, they had a top 5 recruiting class last year. I think Georgia was in the top 5 or top 10 as well. So both these teams recruits very well. It just depends on who can develop the best out of their talent, out of the players, get the best out of them. So, but yeah, Clemson is pretty loaded on both sides of the ball as well. But I would say that their defense is the strength, and Georgia's strength is probably their offense. So, you know, it should be a good matchup between both. Keys to the game, I think, for Georgia, they need some wide receivers to step up. I think they need somebody to get out there and show out and, you know, try to exploit Clemson's secondary if they can. I think that's my focus for the game on Saturday. I think somebody needs to step up, try to take some of the pressure off of JT Daniels, and try to make some big plays, some explosive plays against Clemson in that secondary. As far as Clemson, the key, you know, their offensive line may be the weak spot, like I said, on the right side. I don't think there's a whole lot of experience on the right side. So if Georgia can take advantage of that and get some pressure in there, like I said earlier, disrupt the play, get in the backfield, you know, get some tackles for loss, you know, against the running backs and stuff, slow down that running attack of Clemson, I think they have an opportunity. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to this game. Like some of you may know, I will be at this game. Very fortunate because of my lovely wife, you know, was able to get me into the game. So I will be there watching the game. Even though I'm a Gamecock fan, I will be there. I will not be cheering for either one of them, of course, because I dislike both of them. So, but I do hope that it's a good match. I hope it's a pretty clean game. Yeah, so I'll be there watching it, taking in the game. So my thoughts on it is, you know, can Kirby Smart get a signature win? This is like the big win for him. Can this be the game to help him get over the hump as far as being able to win the big game? But with that being said, you know, when you look at it, you look at it on paper, you know, a lot of people say that games are not won on paper, and they want, you know, but they're right. This game's not won on paper. This game's going to be won by talent and depth and experience. And my thoughts on that is, I think Kirby Smart will not get a win this year. I think Clemson will win 34-17. Like I said earlier, comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel if you ain't already subscribed, and hit the notification bell. And until next time, go Gamecocks.